Something's changed in the wind. You can feel it before you even see the first frame. The Yellowstone legacy isn't just continuing, it's evolving. And at the center of it all are two names we've never forgotten, Beth and Rip. But this time, they're not defending John Dutton's empire. They're building something of their own. Away from the old ranch, away from the familiar fences, but not away from the past. Because some ghosts ride with you no matter how far you go. The trailer opens with an overwhelming stillness, so quiet, it almost feels sacred. Beth and Rip stand side by side on land that looks untouched by time. No screaming cattle, no looming bunkhouse, no wranglers. Just open sky, raw earth, and the kind of silence that can either calm the soul or shake it awake. But that calm is deceiving. You don't escape a life like theirs without dragging pieces of it behind you. Rip's voice rolls over the scene, deep and gravelly. We've bled to earn peace, but peace don't come free. That one line tells us everything we need to know. This isn't just a retreat, it's a fight of a different kind. And Beth, she's not the same razor-edged woman we once saw burning bridges at the Dutton Ranch. There's something cracked open in her now. She clutches a letter, no dialogue, no context, but her eyes are heavy. It's not weakness, it's weight. Years of holding everything together with fury and fire, and now she's letting something break through. We see quick glimpses of their new world. A smaller ranch, modest, but alive. Horses move like ghosts through the mist. A gatepost bears a fresh brand, new roots, a new name, maybe even a new identity. But the past doesn't die just because you bury it. It follows. And in the spaces between those peaceful moments, the trailer reveals the truth. Beth and Rip might be far from Yellowstone, but the war hasn't ended. They fight, like always. Passion and pain tangle in their words. One moment, Beth is yelling. The next, Rip is holding her like she's the only thing keeping him grounded. And maybe she is. There's a raw intimacy in their chaos, a familiarity in their fury. It's not dysfunction, it's survival. For them, love was never soft. It was forged in blood and betrayal, in loyalty and loss. And now, even in this supposed new beginning, that edge hasn't dulled, but something else creeps into the story. Something we haven't seen before. A teenager appears, young, defiant, with eyes that mirror Beth's fire. No name, no history given, just one look from Beth, and we know this kid matters. Maybe too much. The trailer leaves it open. Is this someone they take in? Someone who crashes into their lives like they once crashed into each other? The answers aren't given, just questions. And that's where the suspense builds. Because in Yellowstone's world, the unknown is always dangerous. There's tension in the air that you can't ignore, a subtle build of unease in every frame. Neighbors arrive, some curious, others threatening. A land dispute simmers just beneath the surface. Rip sharpens tools and loads rifles. Beth picks her battles with words that cut deeper than bullets. And through it all, the landscape becomes a character of its own. Untamed, unforgiving, yet full of promise. This isn't a soft reboot. It's a sharp shift. The same grit, the same stakes, but now it's personal. Rip isn't protecting a legacy passed down by a father figure. He's defending what he built with his own two hands. And Beth isn't wielding power in boardrooms anymore. She's fighting for something real. A home, a future, maybe even a family. And just like that, Yellowstone's next generation takes root. Not with fanfare, but with fire. As the trailer unfolds, the illusion of peace begins to crack. We start seeing the edges of their new world fray. What Rip and Beth hoped would be a clean slate begins to feel more like a new battlefield with a different terrain. The past is no longer behind them. It's beside them, breathing down their necks in every quiet moment, in every unexplained knock on the door, in every shadow that falls a little too long. The new characters aren't just background noise. They're the new storm coming. A neighboring rancher with a forced smile and unblinking eyes suggests a power struggle brewing. The kind that doesn't unfold with polite conversations over coffee. No, this is Montana. And land here is more than dirt. It's identity, it's legacy, it's survival. The tension between neighbors is coded in politeness, but beneath it lies a familiar threat, control. Control of water, control of herds, control of bloodlines. And Beth, with her laser focus and unmatched instincts, can smell the manipulation from a mile away. Meanwhile, Rip isn't just building fences, he's building walls, not just to protect their property, but to keep their demons out. But it's not working. He starts slipping into old habits. Quiet withdrawals, long, silent rides, late nights spent alone fixing what isn't broken. That's where the brilliance of the trailer lies. It doesn't have to spell out Rip's turmoil. We feel it in the way he stares out over the hills like he's waiting for a war he knows is coming. And he's not wrong. Then comes the real emotional twist, the teenager. We still don't know who they are, but their presence becomes louder with each scene. Beth is drawn to them, reluctantly at first, then fiercely. She argues with Rip about it, claiming she's just watching out for trouble. But it's more than that. This kid awakens something in her that Yellowstone rarely allowed her to express: maternal instinct. Not in the soft, gentle way most people expect, but in the way Beth knows best: fiercely protective, brutally honest, and unshakably loyal. One of the trailer's most gripping moments comes when the teen lashes out, screaming that they never asked to be saved. Beth doesn't flinch. She simply replies, "Neither did I, but here we are." That one line, heavy and sharp, becomes the emotional anchor. It's about survival. It's about finding something worth keeping in a world that keeps trying to take everything away. Rip, too, begins to shift. At first guarded, but then softened by necessity. He sees in the teen what he once was: wild, untamed, and dangerously alone. There's a scene where he teaches them how to saddle a horse. No words exchanged, just slow, careful movements. It's not sentimental. It's survival training. And that's Rip's version of love. But just as you start to believe they might finally be building a life away from fire and fury, the trailer drops its heaviest punch. Someone from the Dutton past returns. Not John, not Case, but someone tied to that legacy, someone carrying secrets that could burn their fragile peace to the ground. Their face is barely shown, just enough to send chills, just enough to make you ask, what did they bring with them? The trailer makes it clear. This isn't about escaping the past. It's about learning how to live with it. Rip and Beth aren't done fighting, but now they're fighting for more than each other. They're fighting for something they never thought they'd have: a future. The final stretch of the trailer doesn't ease up. It digs in deeper. Every frame pulses with quiet intensity, building towards something bigger, something that feels inevitable. This isn't just a love story anymore. It's a reckoning. And Beth and Rip, they've stopped running. Now they're digging their heels into the dirt, ready to stand their ground, together. We see the signs of trouble growing: broken fences, fires in the distance, legal papers on the kitchen table. The land Rip and Beth hoped would offer peace has become a magnet for conflict. But this time, the battle isn't just external. It's inside their home, inside themselves. Beth paces the porch like a caged animal, eyes scanning the horizon. Rip stands still, his silence louder than 1,000 words. They're not strangers to pressure, but the stakes have changed. Now, there's more than just the two of them to protect. That teenager, the mystery that's threaded through every scene, is no longer a side note. They're front and center, caught in the crossfire of whatever war is brewing. Whether it's a custody battle, a land dispute, or something far darker, the trailer keeps the details hidden. But one thing is clear: Beth and Rip are making choices that could break them or finally redeem them. And the emotional weight of those decisions is brutal. A powerful montage drives this home. Beth confronting an official in a cold, sterile office. Rip standing face to face with a group of armed men at the edge of their property. The teen screaming at both of them, "Why did you bring me here?" A question that cuts like a blade. And Beth's answer? She doesn't yell, she doesn't argue, she just says, "Because you're mine now." That one sentence changes everything. It's a declaration of love, of responsibility, of unshakable intent. It's the line in the sand Beth has drawn, and she's daring anyone to cross it. Visually, the trailer mirrors this emotional storm. Rain crashes over the mountains. Horses stampede through open fields. A windmill creaks in the distance. There's beauty in every shot, but it's the kind of beauty that hurts to look at, because nothing here is easy. Nothing is handed over without a fight. Rip's evolution also becomes more pronounced. The man who once followed orders without question is now the one making the rules. His sense of justice is raw, primal, and deeply personal. And when he says, "They won't take from us again," you believe him. Not just because he's strong, but because he's got something to lose now. Something worth bleeding for. In the final moments of the trailer, the tension shifts again. It slows. A sunrise creeps over the horizon. Beth sits alone, a cup of coffee in hand, her eyes softer than we've ever seen. Rip walks past with the teen trailing behind him, leading a horse across the yard. No words, just the rhythm of a life being rebuilt from ashes. And then, as if to seal the promise of this new chapter, Beth whispers one last line. "We didn't find peace. We built it, and we'll protect it, no matter what." That's how it ends. No explosions, no bloodshed, just that quiet threat. The kind of calm that only comes before the storm. This spin-off isn't just about continuing a story, it's about redefining it. It's about legacy, what it means, who deserves it, and what it costs to claim it. Beth and Rip have always been survivors, but now they might finally have a reason to live, not just fight. And in the world of Yellowstone, that's the most dangerous transformation of all. They were never meant to fade quietly into the background. Beth and Rip were carved from conflict, sharpened by loss, and held together by a love that defied every rule. And now, in this bold new chapter, they're not just surviving the storm, they're daring to build something that lasts beyond it. But peace, in Yellowstone's world, is never handed over. It's earned in blood, in sacrifice, in choices that can't be undone. This trailer didn't just tease us with drama, it handed us a loaded promise. New enemies, unfinished business, and a family forged not by birth, but by fire. The question isn't whether Beth and Rip will make it. The question is, what will they lose to keep what they've finally found? And maybe more importantly, who's coming for them next? If this trailer stirred something in you, if you're ready to dive deeper into this spin-off's mysteries, then don't just watch from the sidelines. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you never miss a beat as we uncover every twist, every secret, and every battle Beth and Rip are about to face. Drop your theories in the comments. Who is the teenager? Who's the shadow from the past? What are Beth and Rip truly protecting? This story is far from over. And trust me, the next chapter might just be the most explosive yet. Stay with us. The next generation of Yellowstone has just begun.